Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel in Bihari Way. In this video, we will be discussing about the recently held G7 summit in Cornwall, United Kingdom. The key points which I will be discussing in this video are what is actually G7, why countries like India, China and Russia are not the member of G7, what does G7 do and what has it done so far, and why was India invited as a guest in G7 and will India benefit from it? So stay tuned. So let us begin with the first question. What is actually G7? G7 or Group of 7 is an informal group of world's 7 largest so-called advanced economic countries. The 7 member countries of this G7 are Canada, France, Germany, Italy, Japan, United Kingdom and USA. The heads of all these countries hold an annual summit with European Union and other invitees. The invitees of this time were India, Australia and South Africa. Together, the member countries of the G7 represent 40% of the global GDP and 10% of the entire world population. Also 60% of the global net wealth. But if we talk about population and GDP, then the fact here is together India and China contributes 36% of the global population and nearly about 25 to 26% of global GDP, which is relatively very closer to these G7 countries GDP and population. So hearing this, the next question which can trigger your mind, then why India and countries like Russia and China, sharing in a huge global GDP, are still not a member of this G7 countries? Why? If we talk about China, then China is, according to G7 countries, China is relatively lower in per capita income, or we can say China have low level of wealth per person. So China is not seen as an advanced economy. Similarly, in the case of India, India is also not seen as an advanced economy due to low level of wealth per person or per capita income. Now, what about Russia? Russia was once a member of this G7 countries. Russia joined G7 in 1998, 2 years before my birth. But Russia was excluded from this G7 due to its takeover on Crimea in March 2014. Now, what is the importance of this G7? What does it do and what it has done so far? So during the October 1973 oil crisis, the sudden gathering of finance ministers of major industrialized countries took place. The G7 since has become a formal, high-profile venue for discussing and coordinating solutions to several global issues of trade, security, economics and climate change. Each state head, along with the member of European Union, meet annually at the G7 summit. The G7 is not based on any treaty or has no permanent secretariat or office. Its presidency rotates among the member itself annually, with the presiding nation is responsible for setting up the group priorities and hosting and organizing its summit. The summit has been the birthplace for several global initiatives, like in 1990s, G7 launched a debt relief program for 42 heavily indebted poor countries. In 1997, G7 agreed to provide $300 million to help build shelter structure over the damaged reactor at Chernobyl. As we all know, Chernobyl disaster was a nuclear accident which was one of the worst nuclear accidents in the history. Now, why was India invited as a guest in G7 summit and will India benefit from it? As an Indian, I was very keen to know this answer. So, this is not the first time India has been invited for the G7 summit, and if we talk about benefit, then India is somewhat likely to benefit from the pact agreed by the G7 on global taxation system. G7 agreed a global minimum corporate tax rate of at least 15%. Due to this agreement, the multinational companies in low-rate countries who avoid paying taxes by stashing profits will stop. But according to tax experts of India, India's effective tax rate is still above the global minimum tax rate, which is 15%. So this would not impact the companies doing business in India. The second proposal that the G7 offered for the developing nation is an infrastructure plan, or we can say Build Back Better World plan. According to G7, this initiative may counter China's multi-million-dollar Belt and Road Initiative. The Build Back Better World plan is led by US President Joe Biden, and as per hope, its budget is approximately $40 trillion, 10 times that of the budget of China's Belt and Road Initiative. Now, will India benefit from this Build Back Better World initiative? Before answering this question, we need to understand China's Belt and Road Initiative. China's Belt and Road Initiative was launched in 2013 by President Xi Jinping. There are more than 100 countries who have signed an agreement with China to cooperate in Belt and Road Initiative like ports, highways, infrastructures and railways, etc. etc. The Belt and Road Initiative is the modern version of China's ancient Silk Road trade route to link China with Asia, Europe and beyond. The China's Belt and Road Initiative is considered to be a debt trap for several countries who have signed an agreement with China. India refuses to join this Belt and Road Initiative, Chinese Belt and Road Initiative, and expressed concern on CPEC, China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, which is one of the flagship projects of China's Belt and Road Initiative, which connects China's Xinjiang with Gwadar Port in Pakistan Balochistan province. India says it's a violation of our sovereignty as CPEC, China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, traverses through Pakistan-occupied Kashmir, which is the Indian territory illegally occupied by Pakistan. Now, in my opinion, I do not think that China will stop building China-Pakistan Economic Corridor in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir if India joins Build Back Better World Initiative. Moreover, it's India's own fight and India will have to fight it itself. So, why should India join this Build Back Better World Initiative? This topic we will cover in another video. In that we will be discussing both advantages and disadvantages if India join this Build Back Better World Initiative plan. So stay tuned for the video. However, India has made a good decision before accepting the proposal of Build Back Better World Initiative. India said it will study the initiative and then decide. Unlike the Pakistani Chacha who never understood China's tricks and therefore in a huge debt today. Anyways, even if Pakistan get vested in destroying India, then it is acceptable to this Pakistani Chacha. What Chacha? Get some sense, yaar. Also, India should develop their own strategies to counter this China's Belt and Road Initiative. So, what do you think? Should India participate in Build Back Better World Initiative? Comment down below and do not forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon for further updates. Thanks for watching.